got it. Classic. So,
Okay, so we quickly complete chapter 11. Then let's start from here. Brother. I did all this, but I didn't know problem. So, that this chapter, we learned
yeah.
about the
Idiom,
past.
idiom.
Yeah,
Sabi hands,
we
yeah,
learned
idiom.
the past tense of the modal verbs. Okay, and they are just like the normal verbs. We add te to the ending. Okay, te to the ending to form the past tense. All right, and so können, but they all lose their umlaut in the friends. The past tense, they'll use their umlaut. So können changes to kunte. Okay, you take away the verb stem with the en and add your te, and yeah. Then müssen will also change what mussten. Okay, for the infinitive, dürfen, durften. Okay, dürften to durften. Then wollen to wollten, mögen to mochte. Then sollen to sollten. Yeah, and they also undergo conjugation, but just like all modal verbs and like conjugative, the first person singular and the third person singular, the conjugation are always the same. So ich kann is yes, yes kann, ich könnte is also yes, yes konnte. Okay, müssen, ich musste, yes, yes musste. So, and building sentence with val, done it over and over again. Always the conjunction. When val is used as a conjunction, it pushes the verb towards the end of the sentence. Okay. Okay. Then um, yeah, so you have then when you start sentence with the Nebensatz, immediately the main clause, we begin the verb starts the main clause. Okay, so when we say ich bin gegen einen Hund, weil ich Angst habe, I want to say I am afraid of dogs because yeah, I am afraid. I am afraid. Ich habe Angst because I am afraid, I am against dogs. Yeah. So when you start such sentence, then your bin will okay with the neighboring starts with the main clause. When you start the verb will start what the sentence. Klar, dann Sätze verbinden, connecting sentences. So we have many conjunctions or connectors. We have den, which is also because we have und, aber, oder, sondern. Okay. Yeah, and these ones they have no effect on what the neighboring verbs. When you use them to form connected to combine sentences, they have no influence. So we still stick to our subject, verb, objects. Okay, when you use den. So I am not coming because it's raining, but ich komme nicht, weil sorry, what kind of vowels? I've never used den. Like I've never used den. Oh. I've never used den. Uh, ich kann nicht kommen, den es regnet.
Ano sani ya pemi, ano ana me pemi. Dina.
And those they don't use it, so well, what's up here? So then we have Alma, so and so, and also have no effect on what. So, yeah. So and then in Kevin's house for S farm, aber we still have start the subject verb objects. Okay. Yeah, unless maybe the subjects when you use this sentence aber und, unless sorry when you use yeah und aber oder when the subjects like when they have the first sentences the first sentence have the same subject as the second and these aber oder sondern oder und are used, then you can choose to like either repeat it or ignore it. Okay, and I am not coming, but it doesn't make sense to me. But I am not coming, but um, English. How do I mix a sentence? I want to use a sentence with aber. Okay, maybe he is nice but dangerous. Okay, You can choose. So even in English, you can choose to say he is nice, but he is dangerous. Okay, so you can choose to when the subjects of the first like the first clauses they say like both the subjects of both like clauses are the same. Then when you use order, aber, sondern, like you don't need to repeat the subject again. Okay, maybe I did the homework and I slept. Okay, ich habe die Hausaufgaben gemacht und geschlafen. You can just und geschlafen, oder you can say ich habe die Hausaufgaben gemacht und ich habe geschlafen. Like it's your own choice. Okay, but then when they have the same subjects, like then like you ignore it. But then when they are different subjects, like then you have to repeat what you have to talk about the next subject. So we won't assume that you are still talking about the same subject. Okay, yeah. So aber, oder, sondern, yeah. So like that. Dann, yeah. So you have deshalb, okay, deshalb. Deshalb is which is why, because which is why. So the Frühling is there, the spring is there. That is why he is allowed to play outside. Okay, so the Frühling ist da. Deshalb darf er draußen spielen. Okay, und nach deshalb Aussagesatz mit Inversion. Yeah. So last time I'm talking about these predicants, okay? They always like example vielleicht während when you use prepositions plus nouns like nach der Arbeit, like prepositional phrase, so vielleicht nicht obwohl, aber eigentlich like they stick to the subject verb objects. They stick to the subject verb. Like eigentlich vielleicht, okay, unless maybe you want to betone them. The person we can say when you want to use like this deshalb, okay, deshalb is always with the verb, okay, deshalb is always with the verb, always. So that if the deshalb will come, then the verb will follow, then the subject or the subject will come, the verb will follow, then what the deshalb will follow. Do you get it? Yeah, so vielleicht they are called something predicants. You can't give the full sentence and put deshalb at the end or like vielleicht at the end, you know. Although like vielleicht is just a connector, but then those the predicants with the predicants, that's how they are used. Okay, there are plenty out there like vielleicht, eigentlich, and it's you will get there, but I'm just saying that that's how sticks with the subject verb. Okay, so either there's how come the verb will follow then the subject, or it's the subject verb there's how. Okay, so like I'm just saying that there are scenarios that's like you like when you want to betone the there's how, you may try to start the sentence with there's how. Like it's not always we don't always make labels that with there's how. Okay, so sometimes the other person will give the reason, then you'll be like, oh, there's how come ear nicht, or that yeah, comment, yeah, should be a comment, yeah, kommt deshalb nicht. Okay, but just like this, that's and then, okay, so you should look out for that. And then some will be like the Frühling ist da, deshalb darf ihr draußen spielen, the Mutter ist krank, deshalb ist ihr traurig. No, sometimes you can say, oh, ihr ist deshalb traurig, weil seine Mutter krank ist. Okay, you can combine it. Okay, but always remember that when you're using deshalb in the main clause, either subject, verb, deshalb, or what deshalb, verb, subject, klar. But then this format is more common. Like you give the first, the first sentence, then you follow what you use the deshalb as a connector. Okay, but I'm just saying that here sometimes they'll just give reasons, okay, to like statements that others have already made. Okay, so they wouldn't have to repeat the reason. Okay, yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, because then we have other conjunctions like das, wohin, und these ones they put what they push the verb to the end of the sentence. We have we have plenty of them, but we stick to the book. So like I'm assuming that with now you're able to use das, and whenever you are using das in a sentence, you always remember that your verb has to go to the end of the sentence. When you use hope, the verb has to go to the sentence. When you use vorhin, the verb has to go. When you use the vorhin as a um, indirect question. Okay, so like Erika möchte wissen, wohin die Hochzeit reist. Okay, or maybe ich will wissen, wohin ich maybe den Kühlschrank hinstelle. Okay, stelle. So you don't have to bring the hinstelle because the hin is with the wohin. Like I want to know where, like to which place I am putting what the fridge. So ich will wissen, wohin ich den Kühlschrank stelle. Okay, like to which towards him. Okay, so the hin will go to the wohin. Aye. Klar? Those are basically just like indirect questions. So I want to know what you said. Ich will wissen, was du gesagt hast. Okay, W question. So W question is plus what. I want to know why you are sad. Ich will wissen, warum du traurig bist. Okay, all W questions pushes when they are used as like indirect questions. Okay, as Nebensatz, then what they put the verb goes to at the end of the sentence. All right, so was not. Then warum?
Oh, question.
Ja, was ist deine Frage? Schnell, schnell, schnell.
And let me who a topic be about German a na maybe be so. Or question say warum ist warum ist so gern lesen? But it was a question.
Warum liest du gern, oder? Warum
No,
denn?
no, 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 no. I'm kind of not my Warum
Is it?
ist so gern lesen? No, warum ist so gern lesen? Yeah, yeah, lesen, no lesen. Not the question by question by
Like,
about.
let me write your
To me
sentence.
myself, not conf.
But, um, so, like, write your sentence because I'm not getting you said. Warum
Ist so gern lesen.
ist so gern lese? Meinst du so?
Yeah, with question mark. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this is not
No,
German.
No, yeah, is to ish. Yeah.
So like indirect question. Like it said, like, oh, he asked me why, like, I like reading. Okay, so like basically this is the indirect question. Okay, normally I will ask you, oh, warum liest du gern? Okay, then you'll be like, oh, like, warum ist so gern lese? How do you say like indirect question? I'm not asking. How do you say?
Yeah.
English. Like I said, why do you like to read? Oh, why I like reading? You see, like so, like that's the same thing. So, like indirect question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, Rede für das Lesson über Wünsche sprechen. Über Wünsche sprechen. So you can use Kennworte ich. Okay, when it was what you wanted to be, you can use the past tense of the modal verb, but wollen. Maybe as a child, I wanted to become an astronaut. Als Kind wollte ich Astronaut werden. Als Kind durfte ich viel Eis essen. Als Kind konnte ich am Computer zocken. Zocken means to play video games. So computer means video games on the computer. Like als Kind, like using a mood after as a past tense, okay, to make plenty sentences. Then, yeah. So when you're using the, you might be so like, so Okay, so right now you are an adult. I said just use heute, just like the book is say. So about heute, about yet, yeah, there's no need for you to say in my the suku. Unless maybe you want to say, oh, in the future I would be allowed to do something, but zukünftig, you can use the zukünftig or the in meiner Zukunft, okay, versus the Zukunft. The future is the Zukunft. Okay, then you can make something like that, something out of that. Yeah, then die eigene Meinung begründen. Begründen means to justify. Okay, so to justify your opinion, you can either say you are for something or you're against it. And für und gegen are both what accusative prepositions. So ich bin gegen Hunde oder ich bin gegen einen Hund oder ich bin, like, yeah, depends on how you want to, whether you are talking about plural nouns or singular. Then ich bin für oder ich bin, yeah. So then we give you a reason with what? Verb. Okay, with verb. Dann nützliche Sätze, useful sentences. Weißt du, wissen Sie noch? Ja, was fish bedeutet? Do you know what? There's also and so bedeutet. Bedeutet means to mean. Okay, to mean. And then, yeah, I built beschreiben. Okay, so I say when you're describing pictures, normally you won't just like to get more words, you can also use the surrounding to describe the person. Okay, normally you won't be like, oh, ich sehe eine Frau oder auf dem Bild sehe ich eine Frau, sie trägt ein weißes Hemd und dann you can, oh, hinter ihr oder auch sie sitzt auf dem Sofa. The sofa is hinter oder an der Wand. Okay, like use the environment. Okay, for ihr in front of her is ein Laptop. Okay, so like you can use the hinten, the for, the hint, and I explain the difference between hinten and hinter and unter and unten. Okay, use the hinter, the normal preposition plus what nomen. And when I'm saying that, oh, something is just down there, oh, that is unten. Okay, that is something is behind. Maybe I'm standing behind the building. The person already knows where I'm standing. And the person asks, "Where are you?" Then, oh, ich bin hinten. Okay, there's no need for me to repeat that. It's there for the it's there hinter then the boy there. Okay, just be like, oh, ich bin hinten because the person knows that you're already what at the building, at the like you're close to the building. But which side? Oh, it's been hinten, which means what I am behind what the building. Okay, it's been unten means I am what. So someone will ask you like, I'm at your house. Where are you? Like in which stock? Stock means the floor. Which floor are you? Oh, ich bin unten. Okay, use those ones without nouns. Unless you want to say, oh, ich bin unter dem Gebäude. When you say you are under the building, it means you are under the building. Klar. Yeah, so people use ich bin unten. Okay, ich bin hinten. Okay, yeah. So you can use that to describe pictures. Okay, so we're moving chapter 12 right now. There'll be pictures there. Please, I want you to use preposition if you can, if the picture allows, or like you can use it. Okay, dann über Gebote und Verbote sprechen. Okay, Gebote, Offer, Verboten, Bans. Okay, to talk about what is allowed and what's expand. So you like, yeah, using the modal verbs voted, durfte, yeah. Als a child, you were allowed to play outside. Als Kind durfte ich draußen spielen, aber heute habe ich keine Zeit. Okay, als Kind durfte ich, als Kind durfte ich nicht draußen gehen. Als Kind, okay, you can make sentences to talk about your childhood, but then maybe gestern. Oh, gestern durfte ich so a Party gehen, aber heute habe ich so viel zu tun. Okay. Yesterday I was allowed to go outside, but today I have too much to do. Okay, so try to make plenty sense with the past of the modal verbs. Even with the present, with the like present tense of the modal verbs, you can make plenty sentences. So with the past too, you can what make plenty sentences. Okay, so always try. Clear? Yeah. So okay, so we're going to test how you take chapter 12. Should I end it? Let me end the recording, then restart it. No.
Yeah,
So,
Charlie. Nana K ebisa question be concerning trust them
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
variant. Yeah.
Aha, yeah. So trust them also sticks to the subject verb. Okay. Trust the Bible. We haven't seen trust them. According to the book, have you seen trust
Mm,
them? No.
nah.
So trust them is despite. Okay. Despite. Okay. Maybe I am coming yeah, despite.
Then I usually use genitive order. Any variant.
No, 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 no. Trust them is not genitive. Roots and the
Okay.
genitive. Okay. When you use the them, it's nak. That's it. When you say nak them, is here. This time it's a conjunction. Okay. Do you get it? When it's combined with them, then it's a conjunction. But when it's alone, then it's what a preposition. Then truth is a genitive preposition. Nak is a dative preposition. But when it's combined with them, then it's a conjunction. Clear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Okay. So like we put them in your by about it, okay? So there are say conjunctions, okay? So like by it means despite. Maybe despite how do I mix it? It means despite, nevertheless, yeah, yeah. So it depends on the usage. Depends on making sentence, everything just disappear. Next felt me I. Okay, so Regulatus Morgan, this is our topic. So please, you pick any picture, then you talk about it. Just at least 2, 3 sentences per. Okay, so you pick any picture, Chanel, any picture, what you can say about the picture. Yes, sir. Yeah, just 5 minutes. 45 will be
Well,
answers out
picture
this.
already describing it. Ich sehe eine Frau und sie fährt mit dem Fahrrad und ihr
So you can,
trägt,
when you
mhm,
say she's riding with a bicycle, normally we use that. Normally just say the fat and Farad. She's riding a bicycle. Okay. Normally when
okay,
we say it's Farad with them Farad to Arbeit. Okay. Like when you want to, but then if the person is just riding a bicycle, do you get it?
mhm,
Yeah.
okay. Sie trägt ein weißes Kleid und eine Jacke. Die Frau lächelt, sie sieht freundlich aus. Im
Okay. That's
Hintergrund
fast.
befindet, ja,
Do you know
was hast du
Hintergrund?
gesagt?
Do you know
Ja,
Hintergrund?
ja,
Hintergrund means
at the background, oder?
yeah. The Hintergrund is
Ja.
background. Yeah.
Im Hintergrund befinden sich viele Häuser und Berge und Bäume. Ja,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
ähm,
can cover, you are done. Like, you see, covering
ui,
correct. You don't
Kevin,
understand how much.
pass mal, cool.
Rabbi, the writing,
You see?
the second one.
Yeah.
Mimi wie, okay, then,
No, 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 no,
topic
no.
here.
Oh, okay,
You
the first
know,
one.
open over
Okay,
here
which
because
one
of
did you
time.
say?
But Mr. Hoffman, talk us on you said,
Yeah, me say, I want to talk about is it the first or the one, the man is holding the mushroom here?
yeah, yeah, Cloud.
Yeah. Okay, so is there ein man, what is collecting?
Zamel. Zamel means to collect. Zamel.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Zamel. And then the mushroom.
Zamelt Pilze. Mushroom is the Pilze. So
Okay.
is auf dem Bild ist ein Mann. Er trägt einen Hut. He's carrying a basket. Ihr sammelt Pilze. Ihr sammelt Pilze. Ja, das ist gut. Ja, Und hier ist ein Mann im Rollstuhl.
Okay. There ein Mann Pilze Jamel in Gas.
No, hier sammelt. Sammel no, and hier verb together. So ihr sammelt. Pilze is the mushroom. So ihr sammelt Pilze. Okay. And then farm is Bauernhof. Bauer. It's a Bauernhof. Okay. So maybe he's gathering mushrooms in farm oder in einem Bauernhof. Okay. So hier ist auch ein Mann oder eine Frau. Er sitzt im Rollstuhl und sie räumt Schnee. Like she's cleaning out. Räumen means to clean, but like you're not saying she's throwing. Werfen means to throw. Yeah, oder sie wirft Schnee weg. Wegwerfen means to throw away. Yeah. Maybe like, and I make a whole picture be, then you can't give more. Maybe hinter der Mann ist ein Baum. So yeah, ein Baum. Maybe okay, so yeah, there's a Baum. But we don't make kind of a house. Hinter dem Mann ist ein Baum. See, auch ein weißes Haus, so grünes Haus.
Okay.
Like you can just use the environment. Okay.
In Sommer.
No, das ist Winter. Im Sommer gibt es keinen Schnee. Das ist doch Winter. Okay, so chapter 12.
In Sommer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You are given in the sentence. Im Sommer. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. In Sommer schwimmen viele Leute im Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so unsere Lernziele für this chapter ist über Urlaubs. Sind wir nicht rein, Junge? Ich brauche meine Brille. Money, it's not computer news. Professor Chi. All right, so yeah. Über Urlaubsgewohnheiten sprechen. Gewohnheit ist.
Once you have no concept part in you. Hey, fantastic. Afatano, boy. Boy, the biash.
It pain him. So über Gewohnheit, just like what you are used to get meine Gewohnheit, like yeah. Gewohnen, sich gewohnen is to get used to something. So Gewohnheit, like things you are used to. So to talk about Urlaubsgewohnheit, things you are used to doing, vacation. Ich weiß nicht. Ich glaube ja, aber Gewohnheit means like things you are used to, okay? Dann gemeinsame Aktivitäten planen. Ja. B1 Exams. Have to plan activity. That is Teil 2 von Sprechen. You have to plan activities together. And it's einfach. Yeah, einfach. You don't have to think. Okay, let's go. But then sagen, was stört. Stören means to disturb. Stören means to disturb. So, sagen, was stört. Talk or say what disturbs you, what's nervt. Then preteritum, we learn about preteritum. I don't know which verbs will come up. Then adjective endung, yeah, with ig, okay. I don't know if you will form it or you learn about them. The Nebensatz mit wenn. Ah, yeah. Finally, your wenn, your if and when ist da. Dann Präpositionen wohin mit Akkusativ in, an, Präposition aus und Präposition durch. Durch is also, durch is accusative preposition, you know. Also stative. But we use them for like we use them. Like you see it, you see them, you see it in this chapter. Then our word shots will be gathering a lot of vocabularies around what vector, vector. Okay, klar. So someone should read. Let's go, Chanel. Chanel.
Jahreszeiten. Welche
So
Jahreszeiten? Okay.
yeah, the Jahreszeiten. The Jahreszeit means you can use your brain to just deduce it.
Season time or year time.
Times of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
year.
yeah. Season. Yeah, seasons. The
Okay,
Jahre,
seasons.
the Jahreszeit. Okay, the Jahreszeit. So the plural seasons is the Jahreszeiten. So Karen, let's go.
Welche Jahreszeiten mögen Sie am liebsten? Welche Jahreszeiten mögen Sie nicht? Warum? Machen Sie Notizen wie im Beispiel.
Hey. Was ist Notizen?
Notizen.
Was?
Oder Notizen.
Notizen. E wie Ida. What is Notizen? Mike Tyson. Do you see English eye? Notizen. E wie Ida. Like, I never taught you Thai. So this is because the way Beispiele, you know, we can Notizen. Das ist von I, combination of AE. Aber EL aligned is E. Okay, that's why it's Liebsten, not Liebsten. Okay, here, we are not learning English. English is die, German is D. Klar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, all the seasons in German, they are masculine. So we have their Frühling, okay, their Frühling, which is the spring, their Sommer, okay, which is the summer, then their Herbst, which is the fall, okay, then we have their Winter, which is what? Winter. They're all masculine, okay. Yeah, so Frühling, what is very common in the spring? Es regnet viel. Spring, okay. You still tall in spring. Es ist, etwas warm, nicht immer warm, aber etwas warm. Und Winterkleidung wegtun. Ah, yeah, to do away with winterkleidung because we are right now we are what in winter. Okay, we are in winter and after winter comes fueling. So we do away with what Winterkleidung. Okay, and you share your home view. We won't be putting on plenty jackets and that's what we do. Then in garden gibt es viel Arbeit. Yeah, okay. You need to prepare for the rain, then like seeding, okay, growing crops. Then Zuma in below is this highs. Okay, so in Zuma to Ghana, they say we only have Hamatan in rainy seasons. We have the rainy season, Hamatan and what? We have. Like what are the seasons in Ghana? Which seasons do we have in Ghana? We have
Dry season and then
okay, yeah, so
I think you can them.
Hamatan and rainy season. Yeah, class. So
Hamatan.
Zoma is this überall heiß. Okay, everywhere is hot. Then Herbst, the Wälder werden bunt. Okay. Echt? Okay. So and so this. So I thought said Herbst na the Blätter fallen, like the leaves fall from the trees. But they're saying the forest becomes colorful, like which means okay, yeah. So they fall, then grow back. Macht einen Sinn. Aber Pilze, Samen, okay, we gather but mushrooms, okay, im Herbst. Es wird kalt, ja, es wird kalt. It's regnet and Zuzulala. Yeah. I had yeah, almost helps in a different because the helps can be like it can rain, the sun can shine, like random season, random like weather in Herbst, aber Winter ist es immer kalt und Sommer ist es immer heiß. Okay, im Frühling gibt es immer Regen, im Winter gibt es Schnee. Okay, aber hier haben wir bisher keinen Schnee bekommen. Schnee, some parts of Germany, München, Berlin, I think 2 days, but I'm in the south, and in the south, unless Schwarzwald, those areas closer to the mountains, they already seeing snow over there, but here noch nicht. I say Google was showing like it was showing on my phone that it's raining, light snow. I opened the window, I didn't see any snow, but they are saying it's snowed for what 3 hours. I didn't see any snow, so meaning Google eyes are a crap Google. But I was thinking that it did snow, but then before it will get like a bit reaching down now melts because we are like down. Okay. Okay, so you should know their Frühling, you should know their Sommer, you should know their Herbst, you should know what their Winter out. Okay, these are the 4 seasons in what Germany. Okay, or basically Europe, like eastern, the western parts of Europe, eastern. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any question? Okay, so I want you to make sentences. Okay, like right now, when you're talking about when you go to you have your exams and you have to talk about weather, please don't talk about Ghanaian weather. Talk about Frühling, talk about summer, Herbst, and winter. Okay, you talk like you are in Germany. Okay, you talk like I'm not saying say you'll be like, oh, I mean Germany we have winter. No, you say like in winter trägt man viele Kleidungen. Okay, like you said, im Sommer trägt man wenige Kleidungen. Okay, yeah, so. Okay, so yeah, let's go.
Lesen Sie. Welche Jahreszeiten mögen die Personen? Warum? Unterstreichen Sie die Antworten. Wo leben die Personen wohl? Kreuzen Sie an. Dir.
Wohl. Yeah, I get you. But wohl means to be comfortable. Okay, you want to say, oh, ich fühle mich wohl. I feel comfortable. Or I feel okay. So when someone say, oh, ich fühle mich nicht wohl, it means I am not comfortable. I am sick. Like I am not 100%. Okay, so instead of saying, oh, um, I'm good. So I was gonna say, so like basically, I'm not comfortable. Like the cream is for like environment, okay, but then talking about yourself being comfortable or not, we use full. So ich fühle mich wohl, ich fühle mich nicht wohl, okay. Like once you say you are not, I say you feel like getting sick and yeah, use full. And you really want to something better.
Boy, I know this can also means probably, but
And only yeah when you yeah, but and only yeah when you're talking about the future tense, future zwei. Okay, or what is it? Oh, he maybe in 10 years, he will have become president. Like he will have probably become president. Then we use it in that context. When you're talking about, we only use the vol in future tense, like future zwei. Okay, but then when you're talking about the basic language, or ich fühle mich voll, ich fühle mich nicht voll, it's just an expression, but in the future tends to be used to say probably, maybe. So it just like vielleicht. Klar, that's in who make it that type of sentence. Okay. When you're saying maybe ihr kommt vielleicht, you won't say ihr kommt wohl. Yeah. Few people will use wohl in like saying to replace vielleicht, but then in the normal present tense or like when I'm not talking about future zwei, future sense, future zwei. They are like we use the vielleicht always. Okay, don't use the full because maybe like we used to have people may misinterpret it as yeah, but then yeah, there we get that. But then right now take it as volume is comfortable, or like not using this there then not comfortable. So yeah, Karen Mark for example.
Der Sommer ist bei uns sehr warm, bis zu 40 Grad. Das mag ich nicht. Da kann man erst am Abend aus dem Haus gehen. Ich mag den Frühling am liebsten. Da sind es oft schon 20 Grad und die Blumen sind wunderschön.
Obviously German, but yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so what's this your answer? So the question was, wo leben die Person wohl? Where does the person feel like at home? Okay, feel comfortable. Where? Where? Es gibt hier Schweden, England und Spanien. Ah, so it wasn't in. Oh, okay, it's fine. So der Sommer ist bei uns sehr warm, bis zu 40 Grad. Das mag ich nicht. Das kann man erst am Abend aus dem Haus gehen. Ich mag den Frühling am liebsten. Okay, da sind es oft schon 20 Grad und die Blumen sind wunderschön. So this person likes Frühling when it's not warm. Okay, so I think England England. I don't know how the weather is in Sweden, but I think it's very cold in Sweden because Sweden is open the rest of the open. Yes, Sweden is over the up there, so I think that it's very cold in.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think the
yeah.
person is
It's
talking
just
about
raining.
England. Okay, Spain, yeah, don't go there right now. Spain, they have like warm temperature even in winter, but then it's still warm over there. Okay, yeah, Spain, yeah, Ghana, Europe, Africa. Yeah, but then they're saying it's nice. Right now, if you compare the weather between, then I would prefer to be in Spain right now because it's just cold, ice cold. Okay, so here, Collins, let's go. Can you get check?
Cancer. Okay. Igor. Meka Igor wapagya wo tintɛntɛm. Akwa wi. Uyama so. Oi, der Frühling und der Herbst sind sehr kurz. Die wichtigsten Jahreszeiten sind der Sommer und der Winter. Ich mag den Winter lieber als den Sommer. Da gehe ich mit meinen Freunden zum Eisfischen.
Yeah, yeah, klar. So which place will this person like feel comfortable living? Is it Italian, Rusland, or Griechenland? Griechenland is Greece. Es ist warm in Greece. Italien ist auch warm, okay, aber nicht so warm wie Spanien. Aber Russland ist erst kalt. So this person is saying he likes the winter, okay, aus der Sommer. Da gehe ich mit meinen Freunden zum Eisfischen, okay. So das ist Russland, okay. Igor mag Russland, klar? Yeah, so you can make such sentences. Oh, der Sommer, we're talking about Ghana. Der Sommer ist bei uns sehr warm. Okay, bis zu maybe 38 Grad. Yeah, because Ghana, der 40 Grad, like hardly. Okay, das mag ich nicht oder I like it or ich habe keine Wahl. I don't have any other choice. Ja, da kann man erst am Abend aus dem Haus gehen. Ja. So you can like use your seasons, like the season to personal. You can personalize sentences about at least 1, 2, 3 sentences that will stick with you all the time. Okay, yeah. So that was the House of Garden. Ich schreiben Sie einen Test mit Ihren Ideen aus und sprechen Sie mit Ihren Partnern. But I'm saying, ich habe keine Zeit für Partnerarbeit. But so that's the homework, okay? So write them down, personalize it. Then on your weekends, you're speaking training. You're, when you talk. We talk about it with each other. Klar. Then am liebsten, lieber, the schönsten, schöner. Yeah. So when you're comparing, then comparative schöner, lieber. But then when you are talking about like just liking something, we use the infinitive form of the adjective. But they want to say you love something, but most, then you have to what? Am liebsten. Okay, you use the superlative. Okay, am plus 10. Okay, klar. Okay. Have you taken screenshots? Okay. So let's go. Someone should read the chat. Yeah, I'm going to Mama Castle.
In Deutschland kann man auf den Häusdächern manchmal Wetterhexen
No,
sehen.
the read like starts from the first German, like
Wetterhexen und Fagelflieger, oder?
but I'll come because I man, what can you
Fagelflieger.
Yeah.
I don't want to be what? What does it mean? Fagelflieger.
Think
Obi a
aircraft.
twitwi
Yeah, Hagelflieger. Something like this. Like aircraft is related to Flieger, like I think it's the aircraft. Yeah. So Wetterhexen, the hexe, what is the hexe?
Hexe yɛ witch, ɔda?
Yeah, and the wizard is
Is that 9 prices?
yeah, Salva.
Okay. Hexe, Michelle Duolingo.
Yeah. The link is going to
In
see that.
Deutschland kann man auf
Yeah. The hex.
in
So
Deutschland kann man
whether sorry. So like Wetterhexen. So like when you this word then about and I say yeah, whether wizard Wetter Zauberer, like then about
like
the wizard is der Zauberer. The AR.
okay.
I
Like
think
the weather
basically
be
they're talking it could be like weather forecasters, like people who are able to tell the weather. Right. Then about so let's go read.
in Deutschland kann man auf dem Hausdächern manchmal Wetterhexen sehen. Sie zeigen, aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Die letzten Tage war es sehr heiß, deshalb gibt es ein Gewitter, starken Regen und Hagel. Dunkelwolken sind am Himmel. Es gibt bald ein Gewitter. Die Hagelflieger müssen etwas gegen den Hagel tun. Ja. Und in Deutschland,
So was
genau,
gibt's?
würde ich
So
reden.
in Deutschland kann man auf den Hausdächern. Okay, so the Dach is das Dach, sorry. Das Dach is the roofing. Okay. So on the house and the like Dach Dachchen, Dach, yeah, the plural is Dächer, yeah, plural. So on the roofs, like house roofs. Manchmal Wetterhexen sehen. Ah, okay, so it has nothing to do with weather forecasters. So there, you see what Wetterhexen. I just search for it, okay? Right now. Sie zeigen aus welche Richtung. Yeah. So yeah, this way. How do you call it? Cry in English. As it like this, it will be like wine
Antenna,
Honda's
antenna.
antenna. It's not antenna. Like I know that it acts like an antenna, but it's not antenna. This one, like we will say, like one arrow is pointing to the south, or pointing to like then when when there is a storm, like it will keep on spinning. English, kind of spinning. And, well, have you seen this thing before?
Yeah.
Yeah, by then. So I think that's the Veta
Yeah.
hexen. Okay, the Veta hexen. Okay, die zeigen aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Yeah, so it will spin. So then at the end, point to what a particular direction. Okay, then you get to know what which direction. So the Richtung is the direction. Okay, the Richtung is the direction. So it will show us which the direction the weather, the wind is coming from. So aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Right? Denn die letzten Tage war es sehr heiß. Deshalb, you see, okay, ja. Deshalb gibt es ein Gewitter, okay? Starken Regen und Hagel. So I think that's it's
And
this
then
one.
exactly.
So the letzten Tage war es sehr heiß. In the last days, it was very
And you
hot.
know, I can a Vector Henson. I don't know, like, I see them dictate to say when if you have, because I
Eh,
think they
from
can
the
online.
ancient. Yeah, I think they trying to one then later and there it will just point to particular. I don't know how it works. Me, I've never seen one before. We only see it in the movies, isn't it? I say I don't know if I check in the windows, I'll see a house with the Veta hex. I beg you can do your personal research if you want to know how it works. But we are learning German. Yes, your mechanics for us. Okay, so the letzten Tag war es sehr heiß, it was very hot. Deshalb gibt es ein Gewitter. So ein Gewitter is like lightning, oder? Ja, das Gewitter.
Yeah, Fender,
Ja.
lightning thing.
Tender. Ja. But Tender is der Donner und Lightning is der Blitz. So Gewitter is like lightning, Tender. Yeah. Then
Thunder.
starken Regen, Thunderstorm, Dankeschön. So Gewitter is Thunderstorm,
Yeah,
yeah. So
Fender.
the Blitz is the lightning, then the Donner is the thunder, then Gewitter is Thunderstorm. Danke, Karen. So it's das Gewitter. Then the Regen, okay, those strong rains, and Hagel. Hagel, muss ich sagen.
Hail, I think say hail.
Hail, hail,
Hail.
that's hail. Manye, impressive. Manye agriculture, it's many Hagel. Yeah. Okay, so dry. Dunkle Wolken, dark clouds sind am Himmel. Yeah, when you are saying something is in the sky, in English you say in the sky, German you say at, we use an preposition and, so am Himmel. They want to say maybe the Hubschrauber ist am Himmel. Okay, the helicopter is what's in the sky. So we use okay. Then es gibt bald ein Gewitter. Die Hagelflieger müssen etwas gegen den Hagel tun. Ja, so das ist gegen den Hagel. Hagel. I don't know, almost really, I don't know. Die Hagelflieger, that's the aircraft, like the hail aircraft. Müssen etwas gegen, have to do something against the Hagel. Hagel, I don't know what it's called. Hail, I don't know, like what, like. But we have some agriculture ideas, and that's it. Good ideas. So what does like the hail means what? What does the hail means? Hmm? Hey, English boy, we are moving. So research it.
But you see, he
They said in whether hail means solid pellets like or is it like ice, chunk of ice falling from yeah, klar. In Ghana we call the other
okay.
Yeah. So with a to ice. Okay.
Mm,
Okay, so then what does the aircraft do against it? Does it melt the ice in the air or what? Right? Then fine. but then that's vast. Okay. Okay, so I don't know what the aircraft does against the ice. So here, that's this build. Okay, yeah. That's a C. Okay, so dry is C. So Leutnant Command has then ice is B. Then less than Talen. Slice R. Yeah. Okay. So do you have all vocabularies? Like have you understood all the vocabularies here?
Yeah. Klar.
Yeah, so don't click focus and then here duck. So. Okay. Maybe they here, you know. So here, someone should let's go. So we are fear. Yeah. So let me mark it. First person will read until 10. Second person will read until no, until here. And the next person, oh that's with you. There you go. Then the third person will read from you. Okay, so who starts? Schnell.
Boy, chichama ebe
Right.
si ano.
Okay. So Mr. Kofi, Mr. Kofi Nanaki, Collins. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Chair Morgan. Shut up. Yeah, so Mr. Kofi, let's go. You are reading from here
Okay.
to here.
Okay. Von Hexen und Hagelfliegen. In Deutschland kann man auf manchen Hausdächern Wetterhexen sehen, die kleinen Figuren aus Metall zeigen, aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Wir finden die Metallfiguren hübsch. Wir finden die Metallfiguren hübsch, aber
Figuren.
vor Figuren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Aber vor 300 Jahren hatten die Menschen Angst vor Wetterhexen. Im 6. und 7. Jahrhundert waren die Winter in Europa sehr kalt und es gab kühle Sommer mit viel Regen und starken Gewittern. Heute wissen die Experten, dass es damals in Europa Rabi, should I continue?
Yeah, and it's eine.
Okay,
Yeah,
das
in
ist
Europa.
damals in Europa eine.
Doch vor
Internet is
300 Jahren
unstable.
wussten die Menschen das nicht. Die Bauern glaubten, dass Frauen aus ihrem Dorf das schlechte Wetter machten. Diese Frauen lebten gefährlich. Nach einem Gewitter waren oft Häuser, Felder und Wiesen kaputt. Und die Menschen waren wütend. Deshalb kämen die Wetterhexen sehr oft vor Gericht. Heute glaubt niemand, dass Wetterhexen unser Wetter machen. Aber wir hoffen, dass wir mit Timmy, oder? Ja, mich Chemie und
I'm not following you.
Technik das Wetter ändern können. Ja, next person, Collins.
Collins, du
Ja,
bist dran.
ja, okay. Doch jetzt sind plötzlich dunkel, Wolken da. Die Experten haben Angst, dass es Hagel gibt. Der Hagel ist
Hagel.
Hagel.
Hagel. Avi
Ha-
Anton. Hagel.
Yeah, Hagel gibt. Der Hagel ist gefährlich, denn Hagelkörner werden oft so groß wie Hühner. Ja,
Hunderaya.
weil die,
Who
keine
can
Ahnung.
Indiana?
But hun has something to do with hens. So Rhine is pure. Rhine is pure. So I don't know, like, and we keep chicken pure. But so many agriculture and yeah. But they
Mm,
continue, yeah.
okay. Deshalb bringt Johannes Seiler in chemisches Mittel zu den
Ah,
Hagelwolken.
is what is it again? You say yes,
Wolken.
I need. You say me who with lens and I don't see without it. It's
Charlie,
Shama.
anyone become
It's
Charlie,
it's Huna Aya.
Hühner.
Huna Aya. So like
Okay.
like chicken eggs. Chicken eggs. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. You
okay.
said the Rhine is pure, but this one has no N. Yeah. Huna
Mm,
Aya. Yeah, Mark writer.
okay. Man hofft, dass die Hagelkörner so kleiner werden. Eine Stunde dauert sein Flug, dann sitzt, dann sitzt er wieder in seinem Auto. Jetzt ist das Gewitter da. Es donnert und blitzt. Bald, bald klopft es auf Jonas Siles Autodach. Pling, 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 pling. Zuerst leise, dann immer lauter. Ja. Die Hegel-Körner sind zum Glück klein. Ob sie auch so klein bleiben und ob er den Hagel wirklich ungefährlich machen konnte, weiß Johannes Seiler aber noch nicht.
Okay, what did we just read? Okay, so in Deutschland kann man auf manchen Hausdächern Wetterhexen sehen. And we saw that the Wetterhexen in a year that's as a compass, a metallic something that people hang on their buildings, okay? And they are saying it help us. So here, the kleinen Figuren, so is the figure, okay, the figure, like or shape, basically talking about it, that small shape. So declining shapes, plural. That's why here is declining, because I said in plural, whether nominative, accusative, whichever, in plural, when there's an adjective describing a plural now, it is what an en ending in all, but yeah. So declining figuring aus metal. So when you want to say something is aus, it's made out of something. We use aus. So I want to say my phone is made out of plastic. With what my handy is aus gold. Sorry, aus plastic. Let me go down gold. So maybe my ring is made out of. It's made out of what? My ring is made out of. My ring is made out of gold. But my ring is aus gold. Okay, like yeah. When you say something is made out, it's made up of something. Then what is it is made out of? So, out something simple. Okay, the bowl is made out of plastic. Then this also the shoe cell is aus what's plastic, klar? Ja. So, die kleinen Figuren aus Metall zeigen, aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Okay? Wir finden die Metallfiguren hübsch. Hübsch means pretty, handsome. Yeah, yeah. So we find them to be beautiful, handsome. Aber vor 300 Jahren hatten die Menschen Angst vor Wetterhexen. Okay? Because normally, even in the movies, you only see them like on as a people who live like outskirts of the towns, like they have something's like demonic and all those like things going on. Yeah, see there will be spin off wings then like yeah. So they're saying about 400 Jahren hatten die Menschen Angst vor better hexen. And I said that basically in A1 you learn that you are afraid. In German you say I have afraid, which is ich habe Angst. Okay, so if you want to say the thing that you are afraid of, you want to indicate it, you have to want if when you want to mention it in the same thing, then we use for. So in English you say I am afraid of. And you can in English you can't say I am afraid with, I am afraid in dogs. No. So in English, it's a fixed what preposition which you use when you're saying you're afraid of something. You have to use the preposition of. In German, when you want to say you are afraid of something, the German format is ich habe Angst. So you want to indicate the thing, then use the preposition for in dative case. Okay, so ich habe Angst vor Hunden. Plural, I am afraid of dogs. Unless maybe you're talking about a particular dog, maybe, oh, ich habe Angst vor dem Hund. I'm afraid of this dog. Klar? Yeah. So it's what Angst haben vor. Okay. So people were afraid. So where is it? Where am I? You many know. So yeah. Vor 300 Jahren hatten die Menschen Angst vor Wetterhexen. Dann im 16. und 17. Jahrhundert waren die Winter in Europa sehr kalt. Okay, those were the ages, my friend, the ice age, When the ice age, I know say the ice age goes way back with the mammoth and the saber tooth and all that, but then 16, 17, they're saying it was very hot, cold in Europe. Okay, und es gab kühle Sommer, so even the summer were cold. Kühl, okay. Kühl means like cool, wind and cooler, cool. Then Sommer met viel Regen. So even it was even like there were plenty rain during the summer und starken Gewittern, strong thunderstorms im Sommer. Heute wissen die Experten, dass es damals in Europa eine kleine Eiszeit. Okay, yeah. So like there was a small like ice age that time. In that period, but the ice age, it dates way back to million, like it's a million, but then they were saying during that 16, 17, they were saying that there was a small period of the ice age. Doch vor 300 Jahren wussten die Menschen das nicht. Okay, that time they didn't know. Die Bauern glaubten, dass Frauen aus ihrem Dorf das schlechte Wetter machten. So they were attributing that to what the women. They were saying that the women in the villages, so like basically like the women were causing what bringing bad women to what their villages. Okay, so the yeah. The Bowen, the farmers believe that because when they such like with such weather, you hardly get crops, you hardly go out to what go your seeds and all that. So they were attributing that to what the ladies or the women bringing them what bad luck. Yeah, this is Frauen lebten gefährlich. Okay, so they were living dangerously. So somewhere escaping, like moving. Nach einem Gewitter waren oft Häuser, Felder und Wiesen kaputt. So after a thunderstorm, always like houses were what kaputt, Felder fields. Okay, so it could be what fields as in like better mill field, a maize field, like field, yeah, kaputt. Then Wiesen. I did manya require but I know this like what do you call it? As I said, mere dose or something. Me dose or mere dose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah, that's facing. Yeah, yeah. Then undimension variant wütend. Okay, deshalb die Wetterhexen sehr oft vorgericht. Okay, came before history. Heute glaubt niemand, dass Wetterhexen unser Wetter machen. Heute glaubt niemand, dass Wetterhexen unser Wetter machen. Like they don't, it doesn't make our maybe they have no influence on the weather. Aber wir hoffen, dass wir mit Chemie und Technik das Wetter ändern können. Okay, so we are hoping that so that time we realized that this weather hexen they had nothing to do with what. So send you make them. Probably it was just what and like they weren't actually showing us anything. But we are hoping that in the future we'll be able to what do something about our weather through what chemistry and what technology. Okay. Can ändern means to change. Ändern means to change. Then Johannes Zähler is Hagelflieger von Beruf. Okay, Hagelflieger. So he flies aircraft, but a Hagel. So he'll actually Flieger. We're talking about aircraft. So von Beruf. 16 Uhr bekommt ihr den Anruf von der Wetterstation. Okay, so he got like at 4 o'clock in the evening, he gets a call from what the weather station. Okay, 30 Minuten später sitzt er in seinem Flugzeug. Okay, vor 2 Stunden war es noch heiß und schön. Doch jetzt sind plötzlich dunkle Wolken da. Die Experten haben Angst, dass es Hagel gibt. Okay, ice, like raining ice. Oh yeah. Stupid mouse. Stupid mouse. Ja. Dann, die Experten haben Angst, dass es Hagel gibt. Der Hagel ist gefährlich. Den Hagelkörner. Hagelkörner. Ich habe gekocht davon. Hagelkörner ist the German crying in the English. Like Körner, are they talking about stones, like cornerstones, like something related to stones. So Hagel. I also like something in the old ages they were using so they were using stones to like build barriers or like I think they related to something like that. So I didn't do agriculture. But so werden oft so groß wie Hühnereier. Hühnereier. Why am I saying Hühnereier? Hühnereier. Okay, so that time then Hagelkörner became like were become bigger like chicken. How are they talking about the size of the hagel? The size of the ice, like the ice that were falling. The size were they are saying like the size were just like the x of like yeah. It was the size of the ice that were fallen were of the size of like x. Okay, yeah, I get it now. At least a stone, I was close to it. Yeah. So deshalb bringt Johannes Zähler ein chemisches Mittel. That's why they used the Hagelkorn. Okay, chemisches Mittel zu den Hagelwolken und verteilt es dort. Okay, so they move when it's raining when the ice like when it's raining ice the fleet the Hagel fleet okay they take the aeroplane this aircraft they move into the skies and like with the dark clouds now filled with those ice they spray they spread a chemical in those clouds okay then I think that chemical will melt I think something like that will melt the ice and maybe reduce the size of it, but also, yeah. Right? Yeah, Mittel. Ein Mittel means a medium. Okay, so deshalb bringt Johannes Seiler ein chemisches Mittel. Okay, a medium zu den Hagelwolken und verteilt es dort. Verteilen means to distribute. Okay, please write those. Then like new verbs, new words. And the Hagel Conan is like they are not important to you, like you won't use it. But then like the verbs verteilen. Yeah, what do you think? Like new ways to write them down, okay? So yeah, das Mittel. Das Mittel means a medium. Okay, that's Mittel. So you just even when you access, oh, do you have something against Kopfschmerzen? Normally Germans will say, hast du ein Mittel gegen Kopfschmerzen? Do you have a medium against headache? Okay, Mittel means a medium or a channel, but then a medium. Okay, that's Mittel. So ein chemisches Mittel. So ein chemisches, because what is what Neuter? Ein chemisches Mittel zu den Hagelwolken. Okay, the clouds that were filled with what the ice storms. So yeah, verteilt es dort and spread it there. Man hofft, dass die Hagelkörner so kleiner werden. So people were then hoping after that. People hope that the Hagelkörner, the size, okay, that's where like what the eggs, no, they will reduce what its size. Okay. Eine Stunde dauert sein Flug. Okay, so he flew, like he kept on spreading the chemical agents for about an hour. Dann sitzt er wieder in seinem Auto. He came down, sits in his car. Dann, jetzt ist es, ja, jetzt ist das Gewitter da. Okay, now the thunderstorm is there. Es donut und blitzen, sorry, und blitz. And I said the donut means what? The thunder. Then the blitz means the lightning. And when you want to say it is tendering, like maybe like yeah, tendering, like when you say oh it's tendering, like in English you say oh there is tender, German you say it is tendering. You will form what verbs with from the nouns, okay? Yeah. So dona will be donen. Then blitz, the blitz with what? Blitzen. Okay, so that's why here we have es donut. Okay, es donut und es blitz. Okay, blitzen und donen. Klar? Ja. Plain. So es leise, dann immer lauter. Dann call es lauter. AR at the end of the verb are. Sorry, at the end of a word are. Not always. There are exceptions, but most, I think about 95% of the time is are. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Das Fenster, der Fernseher. Okay, AR at the end is are. Okay, loud. Then immer, immer, not ime, laute, immer lauter. Die Hagelkörner, okay, die Hagelkörner sind zum Glück klein. Oh, zum Glück means luckily. Luckily, it was small. Like luckily, they are now small. Then zum Glück, when you want to say, oh, I saw by chance or like with luck, we should use zum Glück. Maybe give me a sentence. Maybe like with luck, I didn't miss my train. What zum Glück habe ich meinen Zug nicht verpasst. Okay, zum Glück bin ich hier maybe vor 16 Uhr oder like luckily I am here before. Like when you say luckily, okay, it's what zum Glück. You can also say ich habe Glück. When you say ich habe Glück, then you have to use das. But we can also use the zum Glück, then your verb will come, then continue. Do you get it? So I'm just saying that if you want to say luckily in German, we have two forms. In English, you will say, oh, I am lucky that, or you say I am lucky that, or luckily I went there on time, something like that. Okay, so in German it's the same thing, but in German, just like I have free, we say I have free, ich habe Glück, I have luck. Okay, in English because I am lucky, but German you say ich habe Glück. So ich habe Glück, dass ich meinen Zug nicht verpasst habe. Okay, when you use it, ich habe Glück, then you have to use das. I am lucky that But then when you are using luckily, then it's what zum Glück. So luckily, the Hagel corner, okay, they weren't bigger, they were small. Okay, so you can write it down zum Glück und ich habe Glück, but with das. Okay, sometimes when you want to make sentences, they want to emphasize on like happening, something happening by chance. Okay, you can also use zufällig, but then zum Glück and yeah. Klar? So die Hagelkörner sind zum Glück klein. Da kann ich habe zum Glück meinen Zug nicht verpasst. Okay, ja, so lala. So ob sie, die Hagelkörner sind zum Glück klein, ob sie auch so klein bleiben und ob ihr den Hagel wirklich ungefährlich machen könnte, weiß Johannes Seiler, aber noch nicht. Okay, luckily it's small, but whether the medium he spread in the skies, whether it will better their weather in the future, whether it will make it worse, he don't what no. Do we get it? So I think there was I Klupfen. Yeah, yeah. Bald Klupft. Okay, I read it, but Klupfen. Okay. Klup Klupfen means to knock. Klupfen. Klupfen means to knock. Klupfen. Klar. So bald Kluft es auf Johannes Seele Autodach. So I said that's dark means what's the roof. So like his car roof. With the ice. Alles klar. I have disintegrated. I have bisected. I have the passage. Klar. Yeah. So like when there are such passages, I'm not actually expecting you guys to understand it 100%. Okay, but then at the end, with Chechum, I expect you guys to understand it. Okay, but at least pick up some phrases like some group. Okay, blitzen, dunen. So when there's a tenders to move, instead of saying it, say as blitz, as regnet, as do not. Okay, yeah, make such sentences. Okay, all right, then you pick up new nouns, new adjectives, new whatever thing that's new to you. Okay, then you add it to your sentences, your vocabulary of what shots. So I was explaining house. Okay, house. And when you are saying something is out of something, we only article. We don't use it with article. Okay. Yeah. So my handy is house plastic. When you use it with article, then you're talking about a particular plastic. Maybe I'm at home, then I made something out of this box. Okay, then there are pieces around. Then my friend asked, "Oh, how did you come up with it?" Oh, and I'm saying what as is house them custom. Okay, from this piece of box they are fine. Okay, but then it's used without article. Okay, that is house goals. That is house zilba. That is house kukubu. That is house whatever. Then without what article. Klar. Ja, ja. Mich war nicht kalt. Etwas an verschiedene Orte bringen. Was meint ihr damit? Ja, das hier ist Klopfen, ja. So, we will answer this, then we end our class. I'm actually happy because we've done a lot today. So, ergänzen Sie die Fragen, ordnen Sie dann die richtigen Antworten zu. So, you read, then you answer. One is already answered. So, you read your options. We have wütend, we have leise, we have Wetterhexen aus Metall. Then we have gefährlich, we have im 16. und 1700 Jahrhundert die Wetterexperten. Okay, klar. So you read and you answer. Nummer 1, I'm reading. Then I'll answer number 1. Warum gibt es auf manchen Dächern Wetterhexen aus Metall? Nummer 2. So who try to answer this? Warum gibt es auf manchen Dächern Wetterhexen aus Metall? Because because they help us to know the direction of the wind. We'll try that. German. There's a vowel now we're using to my idea as they use the
Hello,
or so I said use the because they
die
help
helfen
us
uns auf, ja,
they help us to know. Your to know help it's not there. Zu wissen. So weil die uns helfen zu wissen, aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. In German, elective muscle, like us in dissection. So, yeah. So, weil, because they help us to know from which direction the wind is coming from. Mhm. So to German.
weil
Mhm.
sie bei uns
See by uns, ne? I know what you are trying to do, but
was?
the by you shouldn't be with us. I get what you're saying, trying to do. So
Ah,
vowels
okay,
see
okay,
uns,
by English. Oh, sorry.
then help us.
Yeah,
Vowels see uns
I think
helfen.
it's helping now.
Yeah, but vowels see uns dabei helfen. You can also add the dabei, but basically just vowels see uns helfen zu wissen. Okay, they help us to know, comma, aus welcher Richtung der Wind kommt. Das war nicht schwierig, oder? Den sie helfen uns zu wissen. Because the reason why I use the infinitive with to with wissen is because helping is not a modal verb. Okay, so you can't say weil sie uns helfen wissen. No, I said that really the other verb goes to the end of the sentence when but it's a unconjugated when it's a modal verb. But when there are two different verbs and like one is the first verb is not a modal verb, then would be the first one would be like conjugated in a normal sentence. Then the second one would be what it's a like a comma with infinitive with so. Okay. You want to say I am trying to say. So I'm trying to say in German would be what I am trying to say. I know say like
I'm
look at
trying
the
to
I'm trying to say
ich
in German
versuche,
because yeah,
versuche
ich
zu
versuche,
sagen.
yeah, ich versuche zu sagen. Okay, I am trying to come. Ich versuche zu kommen. Okay, like I am promising. I'm
Ah,
promising you
I'm
to. You get it? Yeah. So that's how we form it. Okay. And here, trying is not a modal verb, so you can't say ich versuche sagen. Versuchen is not a modal verb. Okay. Yeah. So when the second verb go to the end of the sentence, with to. Okay. Unconjugated. Okay.
ja.
Yeah. Klar. Okay. So.
Boy, this
Mhm,
question really
mhm. Mache schnell. Ich höre dich nicht. Er ist weg. Okay, Nummer 2. Du liest und du antwortest. Nummer 2. Jemand
Warum,
andere. Ja,
warum war das Wetter im 6. und 7. Jahrhundert schlecht?
ja, super. Wann war das Wetter im 6. und 7. Jahrhundert schlecht? Warum? Weißt du, warum?
Mm,
Warum
Weil
ist ein Test? Mhm.
äh, bring it down.
The passage, oder was? Okay.
Weil es
So,
freie Eiszeit gab.
hier. So, im 6. und 7. Jahrhundert waren die Winter in Europa schlecht. Es gab kühle, heute wissen die Experten, dass es damals in Europa eine kleine Eiszeit gab. Okay. So, weil es eine kleine Eiszeit gab. Okay, there was. Okay, as I thought you said, when you say something is something like there is what either that is or that sind for plural or that escaped. Okay, then given. So escapen, it is given. Maybe there is a table. Es gibt einen Stuhl. It is given a table. That's the direct translate, like literal translate. But it means it is there is a table. Or you can also say what da ist ein Tisch. Okay. Yeah. So when you want to when you're talking about the past, then there was, then it's what das war, sorry, da war, or that da waren for plural, or that es gab. Because the past tense for geben is what gab. Klar. So I want to say yesterday there was there was there was there was a snake in the car. More sentence there are a couple of them. Yeah. So there was a snake. That's my simple sentence of a snake too. There was a laptop in his bag. Mhm. So let's go. Schnell, du weißt das schon. Hm? Saturday. Let's say it. I'll correct you if you're wrong. One kind like, oh,
Es gab
can you guys hear me? Mhm. Es
einen
gab
Laptop in seiner Tasche.
in seiner Tasche. To train them to know to hold train day. What were you waiting for? Mhm. Or so es gab einen Laptop oder da war ein Laptop in seiner Tasche. Einfach so, okay? So there is and there was, okay? So es gibt, da ist, then the past tense ist es gab und hat da war. Einfach so, klar? Ja, super. Dann Nummer 3. Warum waren die Bauern nach einem Gewitter wütend? Ja, ja. Warum waren die Bauern nach einem Gewitter wütend? Weil, ja, steht hier, waren, ja, weil,
Weil
mhm.
ihre
Häuser, ja,
Häuser
weil
und
ihre Häuser,
Häuser und
mhm. Felder,
Felder kaputt
ich, ich,
waren.
ich höre dich nicht. You said?
Felder und kaputt waren.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, it wasn't just, I like your answer is correct. It wasn't just the house, but they talked about house, fields, and something. Yeah. What is it? Häuserfelder und Wiesen. Yeah. And the Wiesen, and I'm saying, it's a near those, like, what is that? In English, I've seen it plenty times, but like, I find that so. Wiesen, Wiesen, kaputt waren. Ja, weil ihre Häuserfelder und Wiesen nach dem Gewitter, ja, just to spice it up, kaputt fahren. Okay, ja, super. Sehr gut. Was noch? 4. Warum ist Hagel gefährlich? Mhm. Warum ist Hagel gefährlich? Warum? Dann du suchst gefährlich im Test. Okay, gefährlich. Wo sieht man gefährlich? Well, how Collins now? Because the Collins they can't gefährlich, but I can see it. Ah ja. So der Hagel ist gefährlich. Den Hagelkörner werden oft so groß wie Hühnereier. Okay. Weil sie so groß wie Hühnereier waren. Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
what I've yeah. Dann Denn warum klopft es dort auf Johannes Seiles Autodach? What was it knocken? Es donnert und blitz, bald klopft es auf, zuerst leise. Yeah, because what it was tendering in what blitzen. Yeah, yeah, ich glaube, das reicht. Okay, the answers are even down here. So, weil die Hagelkörner klein sind, ja, ja, weil sorry, weil ihr Hagelflieger ist, weil ihre Häuser und Felder kaputt fahren. Super. Weil sie den Menschen gefallen. Das ist die. Warum gibt es manchen Dächern auf, ja, vor manchen Dächern? Das ist ein Upgrade. Oh Gott. Better Hexen aus Metall. Yeah, well, they also help us. That was also correct in the sense. While sie to please the people, weil es eine kleine Eiszeit gab, weil Hagelkörner manchmal sehr groß sind. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's fast, and I hope you guys were able to grab as many as were like plenty verbs, plenty of whatever new what other things that you needed. Then should be comfortable with val. Okay, I told you even before we jumped into A2 that A2 like it's more about val. It's more about making long sentences with verb. When it's like a long sentence in the normal main clause, we have what our V van vo. So even in what's Nebensatz, when you have to use the V van vo to with file to, you should be able to use the V van vo, the manner, the time is taking place, then it's rather van vivo. There you go. Ich brauche das nicht mehr. Ihr braucht das. So tomorrow we'll continue with what is that? But you've already done it. So yeah, yeah. So that we'll continue with the past tense, preterite for verbs, which you guys you already know because I already taught us. We've learned it, and I told you guys what. Yeah, yeah. But then we'll skim through it tomorrow. Then we continue. Okay. Hopefully, things. Hope today is what. Today's Wednesday. Let me see.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, not many passages. I think Nemo can give it my baby. So we'll complete chapter 12 before the weekend. Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, So any question? Any cool sign? You just any cool sign?
Yeah, boy, let me be some question.
Mm-hmm.
Check me here off. The first telling.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I mean, it can also mean like to introduce, like to imagine,
To imagine.
like it's
Yeah.
telling me as you have
Yeah. So when you use it with
other.
yeah. That's it then you mean but with this Istellemish for I am Istellemish for means I am introducing myself. Then Istellemia for or ja, Istellemia for ich kann nicht vorstellen, ich kann mir nicht vorstellen. I cannot imagine. Like I cannot imagine myself to be. So mich is introducing. Then dative Istellemia for which means I imagine but normally it's used yeah, normally people be like, can you imagine yourself like maybe in 10 years comes to their vorstellen, that's maybe doing 10 years in arts werden or Worden or when you use it when it, like on real situations, so you start to use the conjunctive when you are using that we are using them with what neighboring and also I'm building, okay? Ich bilde mir ein, ich bilde mich ein. Yeah, I imagine. Okay. I'm building, yeah. Ich bilde mich ein. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, man, you, that took me freely, but 50 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
Man, I don't
saying
tell
that
you. Yeah,
this
but always man.
forestalling means to introduce yourself, okay? But for the phrase, we use it in the dative case with like the this should be near, okay? So like all of this so it's telling me for means I am imagining, or like yeah, like yeah, I'm imagining. Then it's telling me for means I am introducing. So you use the mesh for telling means to introduce, but you use it in the dative case. It's a fixed phrase when you are trying to say like do it like normally people would be like can you imagine yourself like doing something like her comes to dia vorstellen comes to dia, but when it's dish comes to dish vorstellen, what can you introduce yourself? When someone say comes do their vorstellen, that's maybe do ein Arzt wurde, sorry, wäre, yeah, oder wurden sein wurde, sorry. Yeah. Like when they use the mir, then do you imagine yourself being something something? Do you imagine yourself? But then you have to use the conjunctive in the enabling that's okay. Yeah, but so they don't use the conjunctives there, but still it's on real situation, so you have to use the conjunctive. Okay. Like imagine, Mish means I'm introducing, Mia means do you imagine? Can you picture?
Boy,
Can you
only
picture?
now. Only I can
Maybe no be some question. I didn't like you don't even need it. No, be some
do.
question having me explain as one through.
Every day, because you fine and I'm out.
Yeah, because like
So,
who sure.
I'm used now.
No. Like so I'm not saying that the Germans they don't use the Germans use it, but I'm saying that over here, like even in a new area, it's still in this for. It's still in this for. Okay.
To make me
Okay. Let's
to
mesh.
introduce yourself. And I'm here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, a pound reading,
Normally
matching people
conversations.
what they say, maybe giving their opinion.
Yeah, and because of conversations, yeah, they
See
always
that
use it.
temper.
Like, and like conversation will be like, can you imagine that maybe in 10 years, can you imagine that you were like, so like I'm saying that when you use it with neighbors, that then you have to use it because normally you have to use it with neighbors. That so I am imagine or I am picturing, I am imagine. What kind of English one is I imagine, not picturing. Complete the sentence from English one. No problem. So maybe I am picturing So in the picture on the bed, I imagine myself on the handbag. So I'm saying because a on which situation. So still yeah, well, that's is how einen bed very. You won't say like you won't say then, okay? Because you're talking about something in your real, like you're building something in your head. Okay, so I'm saying you have to use with the conjunctive. Okay, so normally when they are using that in the conversation, they will use the verb and go. Do you imagine yourself like traveling, like like rising further? Like, do you get it? You would, huh? But in the future, they will always use it, the conjunctive. It won't be like, I am imagining myself on a bed. In English, you say on a bed, but in German, you have to use conjunctive because it's not real. When you say, ich stelle mir vor, dass ich auf einem Bett ist, sorry, then you're talking about like you are on the bed, like you are actually on the bed because you use the present tense, like have to use the conjunctive form of the design, which will like will be on the bed. Okay, you know, do you get it? You know, you can't use this with the present. You always use verden, either verden plus yeah versus. Well, use the question. Just
only I think imagining that because it's our real situation, you know, we have to use the conjunctive try and I think.
What's the definition of conjunctives? Why? Yes, to make what like polite request or to talk about oral situations. So you say you are imagining that you are doing something. You imagine yourself. You imagine yourself maybe traveling around the world. So ich stelle mir vor, dass ich eine Weltreise machen würde. Like you say market when you say I am ich stelle mir vor, dass ich eine Weltreise mache. You are saying that I am imagining that I am like doing the thing, but in German we are saying because it's an unusual situation, and now they are like a year in like so just use the conjunctive. So if what you making
Okay,
the word
what about this?
hmm?
I can imagine how difficult it is.
So so
Now,
ich kann mir vorstellen, wie schwer es when you say with this one, you're talking about like you can imagine how difficult it is because the thing is actually but difficult. But when I say, oh, I can imagine how difficult it would be, then you have to use the conjunctive. Then we cannot just say. So because I can, it means I'm talking about what the present tense. Unless maybe so in the normal like in the one with conjunctive would be what, oh, I could imagine how difficult it would be, you see. But in the present tense, what I can imagine how difficult it is because the thing is actually what being done and you can like actually see the person is suffering. Okay. But then when you're talking about something being unreal, when you're not sure, then you have to read the conjunctive plus what verb and conjunctive. It's just as simple as this. Like it's not difficult, you just have to accept it. Say just always put it at the mind of your mind that I don't know if it's not in like in X like in happening right now, then you have to use what's conjunctive. Girl, like even normal sentences and it's not actually happening, then you have to use the conjunctive. Okay. But it's 50-50, you don't know if we'll have the chance to experience that one. Klar? Okay, so das war's.
ja.
Wir treffen uns wieder morgen Abend. Ja. Bis morgen, ja.